But first, let's move on to our next panelist, Jim Cooper. He serves as the Global Director for Water at Arcadis. He has 20 years of experience as a certified operator, professional engineer, and utility manager. Jim balances engineering and management expertise with hands-on operations experience and brings a deep industry relationships as chair of numerous committees within the realm of digital twins and sustainable water infrastructure. Jim, you have an intriguing background in both water and a master's in data science. So I wanted to ask you, how are you seeing the new ways in which we're connecting people and engineering data in these types of projects?
Wow, I get the easy question. Well, I'll take about an hour to answer that question for you. Sorry about that. All right. I'll start with a term you may not have heard before. It's called AI, which is always innovating, right? I think that's what that stands for. It's been an interesting observation to see how AI and how data that engineers use has evolved over time. I get asked the question a lot, will AI replace people? And, are we okay with this? And the ethics, and there are all kinds of questions around AI. And I like to go back and think about what has happened in the past with technology, right? It wasn't that long ago when engineers in the water sector spent the majority of their time taking their designs and calculations and putting them on paper, right? Creating drawings, drafting tape. That's not that long ago, right? Along came things like digital tools like MicroStation and other tools that took what used to take weeks and months and now takes hours, right? Now we're seeing things like automated design and generative design, and it's taking seconds. So a lot has changed, but engineers are still here. They didn't go away, right? What they do with their time is what's really changed. And what they do with their time today is shift through data and try to find data and understand data, and is it good quality? And so that's really the pivot I see, is that there's this wide realm of what we do today is spending our time with data. I see AI and digital twins and all the products that Bentley are working on is really the pivot or the next advancement, in that engineers aren't going to have to spend all their time sifting through data. They're going to actually maybe do some engineering, which would be fun. So I think that's a big thing. There's a common theme I've also seen around just people in the water industry. Looking at a bunch of the research, and I'm a data nerd, so I can't get up here without talking about statistics. We did some work with Bluefield Research and looked at breaking down the workforce right in the water industry, and I think it was about 80% of the people that are employed in the water industry are operations and maintenance staff. One of the observations is that the water industry is generally pretty slow to innovate compared to some other industries. And when I talk AI, everyone says, well, why isn't it adopted everywhere, right? It's a great thing, why? And what I've seen is a lot of not all, but a lot of the technology that's been developed around AI is really focused on the 20%, not the 80% of the workforce. So how can we think more about the operations and the people? And I'll give one quick example, because I know I'm probably already running long. Think about a digital twin for, a pump station, right? Pretty simple. I think many people have probably created or even interacted with a digital twin of a pump station. If we were to build a digital twin of a pump station, we immediately jump to data. So we immediately jump to, okay, what are the flows for those pumps? Are they on or off? What's the energy consumption of those pumps? How old are they, right? All data pieces that are important. But think about, from an operator perspective, if he opens the door and walks in that pump station, what does he immediately look at? What's his experience versus what is the data? Is it hotter than usual? Is there a weird noise coming from a pump, right? Is something vibrating? So to me, a digital twin really requires everyone to think different on the type of data that goes into it, right? It's so simple today to put in a thermal image camera, use AI with computer vision to automatically detect if there's a bearing that's heating up, put in the noise monitor, use AI to automatically detect if there's a change there, and that's when you can really unlock the power.